Hello everybody, this is Money Mom. Welcome back to the channel. I'll be uploading this video Wednesday night. I want to talk to you about 9 Thanksgiving hacks that will save you time and money. This is from my own personal learning experience myself, not watching other YouTubers or other videos. This is from my own personal experience. So let's get started. Number 1, this to me is the most important, and I'm going to elaborate on this, and I have a feeling some of you are going to agree with me. The first thing I do, depending on how many people you have for Thanksgiving, we usually have a small group of us, but the very first thing that I am doing now for any holiday meal is I ask each and every person that will be eating with us, what are the foods that you really want? That if you could only have one food, what would it be? What foods are really important to you? What foods could you live without? That's number 1. Because a lot of times what I was doing is I was making foods that were, quote, Thanksgiving popular, and I'll get to a moment with that no one really cared about. For example, we grew up having a relish tray, but we had a larger family there. My daughter and I will eat a little bit of the relish tray, but a lot of it just gets left and ends up going bad, so we don't do that. Number 2, green bean casserole. No one around here really loves it, and I'm just not going to eat it all by myself, so we don't make that. And those are just a couple examples. And if you can believe, stuffing is another one. We already have enough carbs for Thanksgiving, and nobody really seems to eat the stuffing that much. They eat the mashed potatoes and gravy instead. So find out what each person really wants for the meat, the side dishes and desserts, and what they could do without. That's number 1. Number 2, consider making less food. That goes along with number 1. I tend to go overboard, and I overcook and I overmake things. I end up totally exhausted after Thanksgiving, and we end up with so many leftovers. And a lot of it is food that people think is just okay, like some of the things I mentioned in number 1. Number 3, create a menu several weeks ahead, so you know what you're looking at. You're not doing things last minute, and have the family know what the menu is and have it agreed upon, so you know what type of groceries that you need. That's number 3. Number 4, check pantry, freezer, fridge to see what you already have on hand. For example, let's just say you're going to make, and I'm going to make an old-fashioned pumpkin pie. It's an old recipe with a homemade gingerbread crust. And this pumpkin pie is not like the ones out there with the condensed milk. It actually has real cream in it. Well, I know what ingredients I already have on hand and what I need to purchase for it. So know what you have on hand so you're not buying duplicates, triplicates, and all of that of many ingredients, and you don't overspend money. That's very important. Number 5, write out grocery items ahead of time. I've already got my Thanksgiving grocery list written out, as a matter of fact, and I had it written out last week. And buy a few items each week at the grocery store, even up to a month, 6 weeks ahead of time, so that you're not having to go spend all this money all at once. If you just have to spend a few dollars each week and add it to your grocery, it's not this huge amount that hits you at once where it just slams your budget. That's number 5. Number 6, consider shortcuts when it comes to food. I love to do everything from scratch, make all my pies, everything I make, potatoes, everything I love to make from scratch. But occasionally, if you're short on time and you work full-time and you can only do so much, think about what foods are the most important and the family favorites and maybe make those from scratch. But if there's a few things, and I'm going to give an example on this one, rolls. None of us are huge into rolls. It's nice to have them, but it's not the favorite thing. And last year I made them homemade, which took a lot of time, and the first batch didn't turn out. And so this year I'm just going to purchase them. So consider a shortcut, because it could definitely save you some time and some stress. Number 7, this is a biggie. The Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, I do a lot of my cooking and prepping ahead. Many of you already know that. I hear about some people even freeze things ahead. I don't do that, but I do a lot of cooking and prepping ahead so that we don't have as much to do on Thanksgiving Day. So that's what I set Wednesday aside for. Number 8, use your slow cooker. And you're going to see that in the recipe that I put out Wednesday morning about my slow cooker mashed potatoes. Look to see what types of dishes you can make in your slow cooker, because it frees up your oven and you can make it ahead, and then you can keep it on warm in your slow cooker. And that is another great way to utilize the kitchen appliance. And I think I love the slow cooker. As you guys know, I use it a lot. Number 9, this is last but not least, don't be afraid to ask for help. Delegate, delegate, delegate. You shouldn't have to do everything yourself. See where everyone else can help out so it doesn't all fall on you. These are some Thanksgiving hacks that I have, that I've come up with over the last few years. Let me know if you have anything helpful that can save time and money. I'd love to hear from you. This is Money Mom signing off, and as always, I love you. Bye-bye.